Hey guys, welcome back to another war recap video. This war we win against Bowfish Nation. We thought it was going to be a super close, really tight war. It ended up being not really that close. They just kind of gave up at the end, and we kept putting in attacks in and trying, and we got some really big hits towards the end. The Bowfish Nation, according to their description, losing is not an option. War record 165 to 10. They were at 9 coming in on a 13 war win streak, so we set them back a little bit. Go level 5 clan, level 6 now because of the win. Let's see here. Paul came in pretty hard. He's making up for last war. Slacked last war. I think he had a 0-star war last war. I won't swear to that. So he probably felt really guilty, and he felt he needed to do some attacks this war. K came up pretty big, hitting some Town Hall 10s. Maze doing some cleanup on some Town Hall 9s that the Town Hall 9 struggled with. Other than that, oh, and the Town Hall 8s. The Town Hall 8s did really good. See all those fresh hit 3 stars. Really impressive at the 8s. Their 9s had to dip a lot to cover the 8s, whereas ours just first hit 3-starred and then were able to scout higher up. We're going to talk about Town Hall 9s a little bit, since that's kind of the bulk of our clan. Most of the Town Hall 9s didn't do a whole lot, I'm not going to lie. Water had a good second hit 3-star. Biscuit had a good second hit 3-star. Both were exceptionally close, though. For having to dip fairly low, they were really close. And other than those two cleanup 3-stars, the Town Hall 9s didn't do a whole lot of 3-starring. We had a little bit lower here on Doofy and Dave Boy, but those were pretty much Town Hall 8s. So, I mean, yeah, they're 3-stars, but, you know, you can figure that out on your own. The main thing I want to address with the Town Hall 9s is 2-starring on your first, 3-starring on your first attack, is exceptionally difficult. You don't know where the CC, you don't know where the bombs are, you don't know where the Teslas are. There's so many unknowns. You know, Troll Tesla out in the corner, some weird wall breaker AI pathing. I'll show that in, I think, one of the replays. But 3-starring on your second hit is exceptionally more likely, and that's what you really need to focus on, is your second hit. You know, obviously try on your first hit. I'm not saying don't try. But on your first hit, just build a good army, you know, have a sort of 3-star plan, but just be able to figure out where the bombs are, where the traps are, deal with the CC, and uncover most of the base. So that way when people come in with their second hit, everything is known and they can make a much more exacting plan. I'll give a little scenario here. So say you have 10 Town Hall 9s versus 10 Town Hall 9s, 20 attacks. So let's say your first 10 attacks, everybody just 1-stars, 2-stars, whatever. That still leaves you with 10 more attacks. And if on your second attack, everybody 3-stars, I know slightly unlikely, but if everybody 3-stars on their second attacks, then you cleared the board. It doesn't matter if you get that 3-star on your first and your second. The only thing that 3-starring on your first attack allows you to do is to have extra attacks on more difficult town halls. So if we look at, say, what was it? Number 10 and number 8, or 10 and 9, I guess. We had 5 attacks on each of those. So we put a lot of extra attacks into those. That's all 3-starring on your first attack does. Now that obviously wasn't what happened here. But 3-starring that first time just allows you to put 2, 3, 4 attacks into the same base that's maybe difficult. So really just focus on your second attack, and that's where your 3-star success is truly likely to come through. So with all of that said and done, let's get into this. My plan is to show pretty much just 3-star attacks for this video, the successful ones, and then in a follow-up video a little bit later I'll show some of the fails, wall breaker fails, jump spell, heal spell fails, and just point out things that people did wrong, waiting too long on troops, you know, blah blah blah. And then at the very, very end, I'm going to show Maze getting wrecked, not because I like to show our side getting wrecked, but because Maze has a very common base, and I'm sure that we will face it in the future. so I'll leave it in this video to reference later on. So we're going to start out with this one. This is versus a Town Hall 10 versus a Town Hall 11, but he's sort of like just a kind of Town Hall 11. He doesn't have an Eagle, level 2 Grand Warden, so didn't have the ability for offense. So he's more or less considered a Town Hall 10. Paul starts off here with the easy queen walk, like I like to preach, funnel off of army camps. That queen, it was like a no-brainer. She had absolutely only one direction to go. So she does a little bit walk. Air defenses on the outside and set back, so he could have hit them both. I think he could have done a little bit more queen walk than he did. He starts his funnel down in the bottom right, some golems tanking. Pops that ability, get out of the Inferno Tower. And here come the Valkyries. And since the queen has created one side of that funnel, they only have one way to go around that wall and into the base, into the core, I guess. And they just wreck. There's a free spell. I think he dropped a heal spell, rage spell. And pretty much everything was located in the core. And that is what Valks excel against. You have Teslas in the core, both Infernos in the core, Heroes in the core. Get a rage spell in there, and Valks will decimate the core in seconds. So he's got a nice jump spell to get everything out. The queen just keeps walking and doing her thing. She lost her healers, but it won't be too much of a problem. And now he's just got to walk around and do a bunch of cleanup at this point. So we're going to fast forward through this because we have a lot of attacks to get to. As you can see with most of these Town Hall 10 attacks, you just need to get the majority of it, I'd say probably like 70% or so, with your main attack. And the queen and sometimes king will then just run around and finish off the rest of the attack. Sometimes it'll be close, but more often than not, that's what ends up getting the 3 stars, is those type of attacks. And there you go. See how close that was? 40 queen. Level your heroes, people. That was his first one. That was really early in the war and kind of set the tone, especially since our number 1 got 3-starred. So the 3-star back on their number 1 meant that we were for real. So this queen walk, again, you can see these easy type bases. The air defense, it's not set an extra tile back. It's even up front. So it makes queen walking really easy if you decide to enter from that bottom one. But he decides to give it a go up top here. Let's see. Wall breaks in on the corner. And his queen, with those healers on it, does serious work. She probably clears at least 40% of the space. So queen walks at Town Hall 10s, still strong. You just got to avoid those Infernos, path around them. He's got a bunch of stuff going on down at the bottom. Created a very tiny funnel. I like how he set the wall breakers way up to the right, since that's where the better part of the funnel was created. And then sent him in over the jump spell. Queen's dealing with the Lava Hound. And Valkyrie's in a core under a rage spell. They just don't care. They just kill stuff. They break through the wall back out into the base. Some trailing wizards behind doing cleanup. And the queen's still up top working. And she ends up pretty much taking out the rest of this base. Luckily, the Valks backtrack at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and 2x this and start to get a little slow to do a lot of cleanup. And the queen with that healer on her she just works around the base. Valkyries try to get in, but with only 2 or 3 Valkyries, those walls are too strong. And the queen's responsible for... The queen took out pretty much the whole upper portion of this base. Circles back out. Really good pathing there on the queen. Got a little lucky she didn't try to go through all those stuff, because she can pretty much reach everything. She's stupid and beats on the level 9 wall instead of the level 8 wall, but you know, whatever. And there you go. Paul going really hard, like I said, making up for last war. Good job. So Queen walks, Valks. That's pretty much the success at Town Hall 10 right now. That's what K did for that attack, and K did for that attack was short Queen walk with some Valks. I think the healers even broke off of the Queen and then healed the main kill squad through. So even if they don't stick with your healers, even if the healers don't stick with your Queen, you're still going to get value out of them somehow. So this one is Maze doing a bully attack, coming down and hitting the Town Hall 9. We're just going to 2x this. I'll just talk real fast. Really good spot for the quad quake there. Opens up a whole lot. Golems come down. Wizards create a nice funnel. Everything goes in. It's got a lot of patience on the Valks, waiting for the Wizards and the Queen to lock onto the CC. And then the Valks come in and they just wreck stuff. Some go this way, some go that way. It's got a nice jump spell to open up a couple compartments. Queen and Wizards doing a lot of cleanup. Another jump spell to access some more of the base. Those level 7 Giants, I think. They lasted a long time, did some good tanking for the Valks. Giants are really awesome, even at Town Hall 10, Town Hall 9, in attacks, because while golems are super tanky and they're not going to get hit by spring traps, there's only most of the time one or two, and they can only cover so many defenses. Where giants can walk left, walk right. They take different pathing than sometimes golems do, and so they can cover more of the base. So this is our first Town Hall 9 on Town Hall 9 3-star. Biscuit doing a super rushed attack here at the end. He had some real life work or something going on, but he came through and put Clash first, as he should, and made a good 3-star attack. He tries to quad quake all the way from that corner by the air sweeper Town Hall AD over into that Archer Town compartment. I didn't count the tiles, but he missed it either way. But that's what he was trying to do with that quad quake. But either way, it's still a good quake. It opens up a lot of the base. This is a really cool attack that I liked because it's not a queen walk, and he's not using back end hogs for anything or back end loons. He's just coming through, just sheer force power, and he's just going to push through this base. And this kind of shows you too at Town Hall 9 why I don't really like 2 golems. Because the Valks just run so far ahead of the golems and they just start to tank. So that one golem that's at half health there, all it was really used for was to create a funnel. And the rest of the Valks just ran out ahead, and it's just kind of moseying on behind doing whatever it feels like. Which is a whole lot of nothing until the very end. Wizards kind of into cleanup now here. It gets a little slow. And there you go. Would have been a little bit easier if he landed that quad quake, if it was possible in that last compartment. But with the queen range, it was good. So good tech biscuit. Nice showing to just kind of more brute force and not anything super fancy, path around double giant bombs and this, and just kind of just brute force this. Here's our number 4 coming down to hit their number 10 for the second 3-star attack for the Town Hall 9s. Sends in the golems. I'm not really a fan of 2 golems right on top of each other, but he made it work out. King's a little dumb there, isn't shooting the queen, but gets there eventually. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . I think those healers were meant for the queen, but because the queen wasn't taking any damage, they completely ignored the queen and they went to the king and the golem. So that might have been his plan. I'm not really sure. But he's got the hogs coming on the backside here. Um, Big old Tesla farm on the backside, so there's a lot of DPS there. There's a double giant bomb right there between that air sweeper, and I think it was an AD. So we did some really good pathing around that. But unfortunately, right here between the X-Bow and the AD is another set, and he hits it masterfully all at the same time. And he lost probably 7 or 8 hogs all right there. He was probably hoping for something a little bit different, maybe. Not too sure. So he's just got 3 defenses left. We're going to go ahead and speed this up. Lava Hound pops. Queen finishes it off. This is where the one golem does a lot of work. And the queen is super stupid. She's like, let's target that. Let's beat through this wall instead of walking down the compartment. And then the wall dies, and she's like, oh, okay, I guess I could hit the cannon. Who that wall didn't matter with anyways. But good job to Waterflood. Bringing a really good attack. Getting a 3-star in on another Town Hall 9. They had a lot of really good bases. So if you notice you're consistently getting 3-starred, I'd say go look at one of these bases and take it. That one, didn't want to show that one. We're going to show this one just because it was kind of something that you can get away with at lower levels, but not at higher levels. He just does a straight hoe here, I guess, is what it would be. Pulls out the Lava Hound, drags it to the corner, launches a bunch of wizards, kills it, kills the pups. It sort of works out. And then he just sends in a crap load of hogs and heals them. Doesn't kill the queen, but because it's a level 5 queen and he had enough hogs, hogs won, I guess. I don't recommend this at higher levels. Once this queen is probably 10 or above, she does a lot more damage. He tries to poison the skeletons there, but you got to poison the skeletons when the hogs are attacking a defense, not on the move. And he just sends all the stuff in for cleanup. I don't know if it was a lucky attack, a good attack. I'm not really sure what to call it. A little unconventional, but he made it work out, so I'm not really one to question. There you go. Would have appreciated it if Doofy and Magic Man got their second attacks in. Either help scout up higher or just practice. But get your guys' second attacks in, man. So we're going to show some couple Town Hall 8 attacks. Most of them are all the same. Go Vahos, go Valos. So I'm not going to really show too many. But this is Dave the Brave coming up to hit a Town Hall 9, technically. He's really a Town Hall 8. I don't think he's built anything Town Hall 9, except maybe those walls. But yeah. CC kill. Drops a hog, trigger a bomb. Bombs on the outside of the bases. Super easy. And he just goes through and just hogs it. Good pathing there to avoid a double giant bomb. Some more supplemental hogs. Well, the criticism, I guess, would be start your cleanup sooner, man. I know it probably didn't matter. It really wasn't close on time, but once some of those defenses are cleared from the hogs, just start your cleanup. And there you go. So good Town Hall 8 on Town Hall 9 action. Sometimes if these bases aren't complicated, don't make it complicated. Just hog it. We don't want to show 2 of his. I was told Biscuit sucks and not to show his attacks. So we're going to show... Where was the one I watched during the war? There we go, just around. This one was super sketchy. So we're going to show it. So the Quad Quake is an okay Quad Quake. It didn't get him access from the outside, which you generally like to do, but it's okay. But the real problem with the Quad Quake is that this third air defense way over here, there's no access to it. So Valks, anything, without going through a wall, they're not getting to it, which worried me when I watched this attack. And he only has 3 Valkyries. So there's a lot of sketchy stuff that happened to this attack, but he was really patient. Oh, there's 3 more in the clan castle. I missed that. So again, his Valkyries came in first, ahead of the golems, which is what happens. Triggered the CC, and they kind of get roasted here. It takes the wizards a while to get the dragon and the loon, and you can see his Valkyries are dead because they ran ahead and they just got roasted. Both of his golems still alive, Valkyries dead. Sends in some loons. Like I said, that third AD is the problem. Those 2 loons there were kind of unnecessary in my opinion. He had enough pathing to it. He probably should have just held on to him and waited, especially since he had so much of the base left. This is where he got lucky, in my opinion. You can see this wizard taking out the air defense right now in a heal spell, being fired on by the cannon. That was just... There's no real way to plan for that. That was just lucky. There's no real way around that. Try to target the air defense stuff, or air targeting stuff first. Use a lot of minions. Good cleanup. And I think these golems eventually beat through that wall. A golem DPS on walls, man, it's crazy. Alright, the golems eventually get through. And as you can see, both golems are nearly full health. One's at 3/4, one's at half. Probably could have gotten away with just one golem. Or let them enter first into the base and then send the Valks. Held on to those 2 wizards at the end for that archer tower. Really smart. There was a lot of things that went wrong, but because he was so patient and just waiting for things to develop, move through the base, that's what really got him the 3. It was a slightly bad plan in my opinion, but patience and improv definitely got the 3 on a fresh hit. So really good job. That Town Hall 7 most heroic attack, yeah. So that's pretty much it for this recap. Another video to follow with improvements. There's a lot of wall breaker fails that I'll probably point out. And final thing to cap off this video is Maze getting hit by... I know it's a Town Hall 11, but he doesn't have anything that is a Town Hall 11. A Grand Warden level 2 doesn't count for shit. He doesn't have extra spells. He doesn't have extra troops. There's nothing here that a Town Hall 10 can't do. So we're just going to 2x this to show a popular base getting 3-starred. And maybe we'll face this base at some point in the future and somebody can reference this. Really good job with the queen creating one side of the funnel. The golem kind of created the other side with some archers or some wizards. And then you can see everything heads into the core, rage it, freeze it, and it's done. Like I said, with most Town Hall attacks at the end, you're just left up with your heroes, and you just got to count on them to run around and kill everything, pretty much. So good war, guys. Really liked it. Taking down a level 9 clan who only had 9 losses. A lot of really good attacks. Our Town Hall 8 action, superb. Keep it up. Town Hall 9s, though, I really need to step it up. Like I said, focus on that second attack for the 3-star. That's what really is going to win us these wars, is getting the 3-star on your second attack. We might want to think about something as leaving certain Town Hall 9 attackers for cleanup, certain ones for explorers, something like that. I'm not sure. Great war, though, guys. Let's keep it up.